Making money is a game, and like all games, you need to know the rules of the game. And once you do, life becomes very easy. But if you don't know the rules, you're going to go around in circles for years, getting nowhere, just like I was. And I genuinely do not want that for you. So in this video, I'm going to teach you everything that you need from start to finish. Okay, so when it comes to making money, there's a simple 3-step formula. Simple, but not easy. And the first thing you need to do, and most people, I cannot even do this, is you need to pick one skill, right? You only need one thing, one skill to get very, very rich, right? You can become a billionaire just doing one thing, but you pick one skill. And the reality is, right, all businesses work, right? The gurus were right. And I know you see all these gurus online. Maybe, I'm not going to give names. Maybe I will, right? You know, you see these guys like Iman Gadzi and all, you know, these people telling you about the best business models. They all work. Dropshipping, trading, you know, Amazon FBA, you know, social media marketing, all these businesses work. The only thing is, and this is the harsh truth, the only thing that doesn't work is you, right? And I hate saying it, but you know, this is coming from you as a guy who's trying to be your older brother, right? I'm not hating on you because I was in the exact same position as you were. I hate when people said that to me. The only thing that's really not working is you, right? You see all these guys making 10K a month, they're dumber than you, they're out of shape, they're not as funny as you, they're not as confident as you, and they're making 10K a month, 100K a month, traveling the world, and you think, what is going on here? And I don't want this video to be on psychology, but the reality is, you got to do the mental work, right? Because the technical work, which we're going to talk about in this video, it is 50% of it. The other 50% is the mental work, which people don't really like, but it's actually really important. So subconscious mind, self-image, law of attraction, all that good stuff. But, you know, there are other videos on the channel for this. But for this video in particular, I want to show you the 3-step formula on the technical side that you actually need to know. So all businesses work. You only need one skill, right? Do not pick 4 different businesses and think, oh, you know, Atif, maybe I'll pick 4 businesses and then I'll give it 6 months and then we'll see whichever one does best. Do not do that, right? This is what you do. You pick one thing, you go all in for 2 years, right? 2 years. There is no get rich quick. I hate when I see this. The moment you stop trying to get rich quick is the moment you will actually get rich quick, right? And obviously not guaranteed, right? Put that disclaimer up. But for those who don't know, YouTube gave us a strike, so we have to be very careful until January. But you know, and I hate seeing, you know, all these gurus where it's like laziest way to make money with AI, with no effort, you know, 0 hours a day or whatever, because it doesn't exist, right? You pick one skill, you go all in for 2 years, and at the end of the 2 years, this is the only thing I'll say to you, just watch your results. Just watch your results, right? Genuinely pick one thing, go all in for 2 years, give it your best shot, and just watch your results, right? You'll be very, very happy. In fact, you probably won't be watching my channel, right? You probably won't need to. So that's the first step, is you pick one skill. Now the second step is, I'm not going to say the word, right? But you got to get really good at it, right? You have to get really good at it. However, you don't need to be great. This is so important. Make sure you pay attention to this because most people absolutely botch this. You don't need to be great. You just need to be good, right? Good enough to make money. That is it. You're not here to study endlessly. You're here just to make money. You might want to take a screenshot of this, right? This make a good tweet actually, but you know, you have to get the student mindset out of it. You are not here to become a master. You don't need a PhD. You know, you're not at university. You're not at school anymore. You're not studying. You're here to make money. You're a businessman now, right? You're not a student. You're a businessman. You're not an employee either. You're here to make money. So you don't need to be great. You just need to be good, right? You have to get the perfectionist out there. So, for example, if you want to be a YouTuber, go on my channel, click oldest, and go watch those videos. Do you think that's great? Do you think that's good? They're awful videos, right? But it's just me on camera, just speaking, just like trying stuff, right? Just posting content. You'll figure out as you go. And you see this, you know, in my niche. So for those who don't know, I'm in trading. So many guys will try and master trading, right? Think about this. They're going to master the stock market, or they're going to master the Forex market. That is a $1 trillion market that's moved by central banks, governments, hedge funds, and they're going to try and get a 100% win rate where they win every single time. Right, and there are guys who are trying to master trading, and they're going to get nowhere. Whereas the guy who's like, hey, you know what? I'm just here to make 10K a month. I'm just here to retire my family. That guy here, who's like, hey, look, if I lose half the time, I'm happy. He's making money, right? He's making money, but the perfectionist, he's not making money, right? He sat there trying to predict the market, not making any money, right? So you want to be good, but you don't want to obsess over being great, right? Am I great at speaking? I don't know, probably not. I'm just on camera speaking, right? Good enough to teach, right? You don't have to be great. You don't have to be a perfectionist. So that's a bit of a rant there. And this is really important here, right? See this bit here where it's like, you are not here to study endlessly. Please, please, please understand that, right? Your boy, you know, and this is really hard because I know a lot of you watching this are successful. Like, you're just naturally ambitious, hardworking. Like, you're probably different from most people around you, who have like zero interest in improving their lives. You're probably quite different. You're on self-improvement. you go to the gym, you read books, like you know what I mean, you're pretty switched on. You're naturally going to have a tendency just to study as much as possible, thinking that that's a solution, because the reality is when you're working your job and, when you're at school, when you're at university, that's what works, right? It does not work here in business, right? You need to take action. Now, of course, you need to know the technical side. That's what we're talking about in this video, but you also need to take action, right? Really, really important. So again, remember, and I know it sounds almost stupid, right? What this video is titled, what, making money is a game? Like, your whole mindset needs to be, I'm here just to make money, right? I'm not here to, become the best trader in the world. I'm not here to be Mr. Beast with, what was it, 500 million subscribers. I'm just here to make money, retire my family, do all that good stuff, right? That's the mindset you need to have. That's the mindset of a winner. Not, oh, I need to be perfect. I need to have this. I need to have 100% win rate. I can't lose. Every business I start needs to win. You can't have that mindset. If you have that perfectionist mindset, you're not going to get anywhere, right? Because the perfectionist doesn't try, right? They don't actually take action. So really, really important. So just to summarize quickly, you pick one skill, not 100 skills. You pick one skill. You get really good at it. I'm not going to say that word. You get really good at it. And last but not least is you make money, which, to be honest, most people completely botch this, right? I mean, they put 2 years, let's say, for example, they put 2 years of hard work in. They picked a business, a skill, and they understand it, but they can't monetize it properly, right? But congratulations if you've got to this point. You've mastered your skill. Now, I say master, you get the point, right? You just, heard me speak on the previous slide. Like, you know enough to start making money. Now, what you need to do is you need to monetize it. Now, the key to wealth, and I actually wrote a tweet on this and did really well. So, this actually helps a lot of people. And this is the secret that my mentor, Bob Proctor, taught me. He taught me 2 things. Number 1 was the mindset and law of attraction. Number 2 was the secret to wealth. And the secret to wealth, for those who don't know, is having multiple income sources, right? Maybe put a picture of Bob Proctor up on screen, right? He's a pretty cool guy. And you should absolutely be watching his videos. But anyway, I did this high ticket mindset program, changed my life. But the key to wealth is multiple income sources. So you must have heard the stat, average millionaire has 7 income sources. Now, this is where people get wrong, right? People are going to be like, oh, Atif, you said I only pick one skill. Now you're saying I need to make more money, right? Now you're saying I need to have multiple income sources. Do I need more businesses? No, right? You get good at one thing and then you make multiple income sources in that one skill, right? That's where people go wrong, right? People, they get good at one business and they think, oh, you know what? Let me add dropshipping to this. Let me become a YouTuber on this. Let me become a, mindset coach. Like, what are you doing? Like, pick one skill and then monetize it and have multiple income sources within that skill. And then, when you hit 7's always a good income source, right? 7's like the magic number just in life. Whenever you hit 7 income sources, then you have the option, you can move on to the next skill. So for example, if you're a trader, you might be like, okay, Atif, I'm a profitable trader. I'm making, let's say 100K, well, let's say 10K a month. You make a 10K a month with multiple income sources, and then you're like, okay, Atif, I want to go to 100K a month and I want to talk about investing, right? Absolutely fine. By all means, go and do that, right? But you need to get good at one skill. That's the foundation for you as a person, as a man. And then you have multiple income sources around that, right? 7 is a magic number. To be honest with me, I don't know how many income sources I have at this point. And now that sounds arrogant. Oh, Atif, what are you talking about? Listen, not every income source needs to be 10K a month, right? Ignore these guys online. Like, be honest, would an extra $100 right now, like, improve your life? Probably, and even me, right? Like, hey, like who doesn't want an extra $100? Do you know what I mean? But like, $100 will improve anybody's life, right? So do not ever underestimate having multiple income sources. Not all of them are like massive. Some of them, evaporate. More new ones come, like new opportunities come and go. It's just business. It's just the way it is. You got to get comfortable with the uncertainty, which it's not really uncertainty. It's more flexibility that you can do whatever you want in life. But that's really the 3-step formula. So like I said, it's simple, but not easy. You pick one skill, one business, because like I said, all businesses work, right? Dropshipping, I keep saying dropshipping, that's the only other business I really like. And like, I hear a lot of guys doing it, but like all businesses work, right? And even the AI automation, those people don't even know this. I actually used to have a Faceless like AI channel. They work, right? They work, but like all things, you got to go all in it. And then watch your results, right? You don't just cherry pick something and then try it for a few weeks and, oh, Atif, this doesn't work. Trading doesn't work for me because, it's impossible. It's all gambling. Well, if that's your mindset, every business you try isn't going to work. So that's why I said the only thing that really doesn't work is you, at least not now. So we need to do a bit of the mental work. But again, you pick one skill, you get really good at it. You don't master it. You just get good enough to start making money from it. And then once you're making money, you have multiple income sources. And then it's up to you. You either retire, you put 10K a month into property, and you make 10K a month passively, or you move on to the next business. Now, That right there, simple but not easy. Now make sure, and you remember what I said towards the beginning of the video, is that the only thing that really doesn't work is you, which obviously sounds harsh, but it's really your subconscious mind, which is years and years and years of childhood programming that's actually holding you back. Because, to be honest, if you're watching this video, you probably weren't born into $1 million family. If you're not, you're probably born into a poorer family, and you've got a lot of hidden mental limiting beliefs that you need to pull out and replace with more, I guess you say, abundant beliefs. So make sure you check out this video on screen now, where I show you how you can actually rewire your mindset to handle large amounts of wealth.